Right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming along this morning. Welcome to our webinar, Conversion Boost Strategies for WordPress Success with PersonalizeWP. Please feel free to, in the comments, let us know where you're based and where you're coming, what company you're coming from. We'd love to know where you're at this morning. So go ahead and do that, and I'll get started. So I'm Rachel Berry. I'm Head of Client Services at Filter, and I'm joined today by my colleagues Paul Halfpenny, who's our CTO and co-founder. I've got Joy Clark with us as well, who's our lovely marketing manager who's organized this event for us today. Dave Page and Ali Tupper as well, our senior WordPress developer and digital project manager. So first, I'm going to start by telling you a bit about Filter Agency for those who aren't overly familiar with us. So at Filter, we offer strategic expertise and development services to businesses of all sizes and across various industries. We focus on WordPress development, of course, and we're an award-winning agency, actually. We have two BIMA 100 2024 award winners within the company this year. I'll embarrass them both, Ms. Tupper and Mr. Halfpenny. And we're also WP Engine's EMEA Partner of the Year. So with a well-established reputation for delivering exceptional digital services, our highly skilled, award-winning, and of course friendly team brings industry-leading expertise from across the country as we all work remotely. I'm actually based up in Scotland in Edinburgh. And we have 5 core services, so digital strategy and planning, UX UI design, WordPress development, performance improvement, and conversion rate optimization. And we like to consider ourselves as a full service agency. So we also offer partnered services as well. And since one of our core services is conversion rate optimization, we're here today to promote our WordPress personalization plugin, PersonalizeWP, to the likes of yourselves and to help you drive conversions on your own websites. And of course, conversions equals revenue. So I want to take a step back first and foremost to make sure that we're all on the same page when I talk about personalization today. So what do we mean by personalization on a website? Well, by definition, website personalization is the process of creating customized experiences for visitors to a website. So rather than providing that single broad experience, website personalization allows companies to present visitors with unique experiences tailored to their needs and desires. But what does personalization of a website actually help you to do? Well, by understanding what your users are doing on your website, you can then customize that experience for them and drive conversions. We all know this. We're all somewhat used to this in our everyday lives. You know, we use websites apps like Amazon, and personally, my latest craze, Vinted. And those platforms really get it right. They know me, they know what to offer me. And before I even realize it, I'm purchasing things off those platforms. So that's why, according to McKinsey, you can understand why companies that excel at personalization in marketing generate 40% more revenue. So we do this at Filter, but it's on a much smaller scale by providing conversion rate optimization service to nudge our clients' customers forward and taking actions on the websites we build for them. And what types of businesses should use personalization to drive their revenues? Well, you've got 6 here on screen, but I'll just talk about those first 3 in more detail. So I think it's really cool if agencies are able to offer UX UI personalization options to their clients. It really will give them a level of sophistication rather than just presenting designs that are very static. You know, imagine presenting in a pitch, that customized experience for each of the clients, and having that ability to do that on WordPress is game changing. Also, e-commerce websites, small e-commerce sites that want to personalize their WordPress shopping experience, those that have WooCommerce. Personalization is almost a key factor for those types of sites and site owners. And also marketing teams, so publishers who create and publish their own content. We're all stretched, and knowing what kind of content is resonating with your users will really help you plan your campaigns and plan your content creation to maximize your resources. Of course, small businesses, membership sites, nonprofits, smaller organizations that really want to take advantage of personalizing their website experience to drive those conversions. So how do we implement personalization? Well, there's 3 steps that we're going to highlight for you today. The first step is really to understand your users and what they're doing on your website. To be able to implement any personalization, you first need to know what you're going to customize for that experience to work really well. So of course you have to collect data from them, understand where they're coming from to get to your site, the pages that they're visiting within the site, the links that they're clicking on, the forms they're submitting, and the products they're purchasing. Then step 2 is about then grouping those users, so segmenting those users into the different category groups that you want to target with those customized experiences. Breaking them into segments based on where they came from, their referral source, or their location, for example, whether they're US or UK based, whether they're new or returning visitors, or users that have already open an account with you, what type of device they're using, targeting mobile users in a different way, which pages they visited and how engaged they are with your content, what products they've purchased previously and what categories. And if you capture this data in real time, then you can really make immediate content changes to your site with a personalization tool like PersonalizeWP. And I'm going to show you that in action shortly. Step 3 is about giving actions value. So you can assign lead scores or points to actions that your users take that really then will help you identify those more high value, high interest users on your site. So that when you're targeting content from a personalization perspective, you're making the most of those users that are really engaged. So for example, if they visit a certain page, they get certain points. Form submissions is obviously reflects, an interested party. Product purchases, content downloads, that's really important. So introducing PersonalizeWP. So I'm going to talk now about our plugin, what it does. First and foremost, some of you may or may not be aware, but WordPress itself, the core WordPress setup lacks built-in personalization tools, unlike many other CMS platforms. And we know personalized experiences have been proven to improve user retention. Yet, for whatever reason, WordPress currently doesn't offer that out of the box. And the absence from the official WordPress development roadmap suggests that there might be a misalignment in that. But that's where we've come in and we've seen the opportunity to help with that gap. So PersonalizeWP is a powerful WordPress plugin that we've built ourselves as an agency. It was a side project during COVID, and with some funding and investment last year, we've been able to launch the product at the beginning of this year. It's built for the WordPress block editor, and I just want to highlight that point. And it's the easiest way to actually personalize your website content to individual visitors without leaving the WordPress admin. So it's all in the admin, which is really helpful for organizing and managing it. You can hide and show content blocks depending on your user behavior. You can identify device type, location, referring URL, time and page. And I'll show you this shortly with a demo, but it's really intuitive. With the likes of GA4 being so complex to understand what your users are doing, this tool can actually really help you get under the skin of what they're doing on your site in a much more intuitive interface and way. You can create user profiles, you can create your segment groups, and then you can also lead score. All the things I've just mentioned are key for personalization. So visitor profile. So what we can do with PersonalizeWP is actually track every visitor that comes to your website. And we use a cookieless tracking method to capture this data about the pages that they visit, the products they purchase, the actions they take on your website. And we capture when they were last seen, the first seen, their activity, which segments they're in, and it's all stored within your WP instance. And then this allows us to build up a profile around of the journey of the users around the site. And we also can expand that with metadata from our integrations with WooCommerce, Gravity Forms, WS Form, and Ninja Forms. And we'll show you that in action shortly. Then, of course, going back to the key steps of personalization, you can score and segment your visitors. So as your visitors start to move around the site, we track their behavior to build up a picture of their interests and needs, and then we can categorize them into different segments. We do this in two ways. So we let you score visitors based on the actions that they take. So if they view a certain page or they submit a certain form, you're able to give them a score. And based on the data we collect and their actions, they'll automatically fall into different segments. And then using those insights from your visitor profiles and segments, PersonalizeWP lets you customize the content that you show to your visitors. And it offers preset personalization rules on a per block basis, like conditions like dwell time or location, device type, time of day. And then you can add custom rules as well. Now, this will blow your mind, but you can even string together multiple conditions to create super targeted content. We recommend starting small and going from there. So that's the overview of what it can do, but I think it's better explained with a little demo video. So I'm going to play this video for you now and talk you through what Joy's doing on screen. So here she is. Joy's setting up PersonalizeWP in her WordPress admin. She's entering the license key, adding the next steps. There's a few fields that we ask for up front as part of the setup. And then we show you during the setup onboarding process what kind of functionality you can get. There's also some video content to help you with that. And of course, we want you to sign up to our newsletter so we can keep you up to date of any updates that we're making and add you to our mailing list. So once she's done that, that's it. It's as simple as that. So this next screen that you'll see in a moment is the interface in the WP admin, the dashboard. So we're going to start first with visitor profiles. So here you can see there's been 4 different users coming to the site. This is an anonymous user. They've been segmented somewhat, and you can see the activity there that they've so far taken on the site. So now Joy's going to go to the front end of the website and she's going to fill in a contact form. She'll enter her first name, last name, her email. And then she's going to submit that form. Now going back to the back end and the dashboard, we're going to refresh it. And you'll see there that suddenly that anonymous user has now been populated with Joy. There's Joy Clark. You've got her first name, last name, email, and you can see there that she's submitted that form submission on the contact form, and she's been on the contact page. And all that information is now available to you to understand what that user now does on the site. Now, if we go back to the dashboard, we're going to talk now about segments and how segments work within PersonalizeWP. So going into the segments section, there's a lot of preset segments out of the box, and you'll see here a number of ones there. You've got the UK visitor one. And if we look at that, you can see that Joy's been categorized into that segment because she's based in the UK. You can also set up your own segments as well. So here Joy is going to show us how to create your own segment. And she's going to use an example of a contact form. So if someone fills in the contact form on the site, that's a new segment that we're going to categorize them into. You can see there if they submit the form, if that's the action they take, and she's looking up the specific form itself. There we go. She's now created that segment. And you can see that now in the list of segments there. And when we go into that segment, because Joy's actually filled in that contact form, we can see that her profile is within that segment. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is lead scoring. So here she goes. She's clicking into lead scoring. And what you'll see here is different actions across the site and a value that we've been able to give them. You can give them any number that you want. It can be a positive or a negative. You'll see there we've given careers, the careers page, if anyone goes to that site, a negative value, because we know if they do that, they're not the type of user that we're looking to convert on the website. So we're going to give them a negative value so we can discredit some of the content promotion we put to those users. Now, what Joy is going to show you, so once you've set up all your categorization, you can go to the site and take a block, for example, like this one on the services page. And on the right-hand side, you'll see the customization of the rules that you want to set up. So Joy has decided to say, after 5 seconds spent on this page, we're going to show this block to a user, and she's going to update that. Now we're going to see Joy go to this service page, and we're going to wait the 5 seconds. And like magic, the block will appear. So that's the example of once you do customize everything, how easy it is to then preset all those conditions on each of the blocks. We'll give you one more example here. We're going to go to the home page, and we've got a block there that says welcome back. So we want to speak to returning users with that content. So Joy's going to set this up to say that if a returning visitor comes to the site, we're going to show this block. And because Joy's been to the homepage before, when she goes to the homepage now, you'll see that block being presented to her because she's a returning user. And that's our demo. So please keep your questions top of mind to the end. There'll be an opportunity to speak to them. But right now, I'm going to talk you through what it says on the 10 with our webinar topic today. 10 ways to actually use PersonalizeWP to personalize your website for customers and users, with a mix of examples from both brochureware and e-commerce websites. Feel like David Letterman a little bit. The top 10, number 1. So it's important to showcase relevant information to new users. We know this. For example, if you're presenting your company's values in a hero banner on the homepage for their first visit, that could be an effective tactic, which would introduce a brand really more effectively. So for new users, the primary goal is to establish trust and credibility. So highlighting the company's values, mission, community involvement helps those new users understand what the brand stands for and fosters a sense of trust. Knowing that company is committed to a certain value can make users feel more comfortable and confident to engage with the brand. And it supports the new user interest. New users may be in that exploratory phase of their customer journey. They're likely looking for reasons to engage with the brand. So highlighting that content for new users rather than returning users, for example, is a good idea to do on your homepage. And the banner is a great place for it. And as I say, it differentiates that user experience. So by showing different content to new and returning visitors, you tailor that experience to their specific needs. And the stages within the life cycle as well, I should say. The new users need that foundational information to build trust, whereas returning users, they want to get straight in and get to the content, promotions, or services that you might be advertising. Number 2 is discounts for returning users. So returning users who've previously visited the site, you could offer them discount codes. And this tactic is quite effective for optimizing conversion rates for a few reasons. First, it increases that user retention. Providing a discount to returning users incentivizes them to make those additional purchases. It fosters customer loyalty, encourages repeat visits, thus potentially turning that one-time buyer into more regular customers. It lowers barriers. So returning users are already showing interest in your brand. So by offering a discount, you can lower the barrier for them to actually make a purchase or take an action on your website. It also re-engages lapsed customers. So for users who have visited before but haven't necessarily made that purchase, a personalized discount can serve as a powerful reminder and motivator to re-engage with the brand. And also it encourages customer loyalty. Consistently rewarding those returning customers with discounts will help build that sense of loyalty. And over time, your customers come to expect and appreciate the fact that they're being rewarded for converting on your site. And that would make them more likely to stick with your brand over competitors. And it also has the potential to increase average order value. So returning users who receive that discount may be tempted to spend more than they originally intended, especially if that discount is conditional on a minimum purchase amount. And that can lead to increased orders as well. So number 3 is all about showcasing relevant content. And this is really more applicable to those sites that are like news sites or blog type site. So displaying related articles or news content to users based on what they've previously engaged with. It's a no-brainer. It's an effective tactic, I think, for conversion rate optimization. So it improves that user experience. Personalized content recommendations make that browsing experience more seamless and enjoyable. Users appreciate when the site remembers their preferences and suggests relevant content. It increases that content consumption as well. So when users are shown articles related to their interests, they're more likely to read additional content, which can lead to higher content consumption, driving traffic to more pages across your site, and increasing the overall time spent. And depending on your KPIs, those are pretty good performance indicators. It also fosters loyalty and retention. So when users feel that a website understands and caters to their interests, they're more likely to return. So that, again, fosters that loyalty and improving retention rates. It also supports the content strategy. Personalized recommendations help you maximize the value of your content library, especially when you have limited resources. So by directing users to relevant articles, you ensure that more of your content that you're producing is being seen and appreciated, which supports your overall content strategy and goals. And number 4 is about targeting audience based on their interests. So using that segments feature within PersonalizeWP to group your users based on their interests and show them tailored product recommendations, for example, is a really effective tactic for conversion rate optimization. So that can help increase revenue by segmenting users based on their interests, such as, say, for example, frequent visits to a running shoes category of a website. You can display product recommendations that are highly relevant to them. This increases the likelihood that users will engage with the products, leading to higher click-through rates and more time spent on site. It broadens their recommendations. So displaying tailored product recommendations to users who've shown interest in that category can significantly increase conversion rates. For example, a user interested in running shoes is more likely to purchase running-related products if they're predominantly displayed as recommendations. It encourages those repeat visits as well. So when users know they will see products that match their interests, they're more likely to come back, fostering that customer loyalty and retention. And it also maximizes product discovery. So when you segment your users and show them the tailored product recommendations, you help them immediately discover more products they might not have found on their own. And it enhances your marketing efficiency. So instead of a one-size-fits-all approach, you can start to create campaigns for different segments, ensuring that each group receives the most relevant and compelling product recommendations. Number 5 is about identifying and targeting those high-value users through lead scoring. So with personalized offers, you can create a more relevant, engaging experience that drives better outcomes for both the user and the business. Imagine all the time wasted in targeting users that you know aren't going to convert. When you know the users that are doing the activities on your site that you want them to do, you can start to target them and make that conversion happen. So it improves your lead nurturing. High-value users often expect that high level of service and personalization, so provide that to them with tailored options that make them feel valued and appreciated, enhancing their overall experience with your brand. Lead scoring allows you to identify them and prioritize them, the ones that are likely to convert. And by targeting these users with personalized offers, for example, during their experience, you can effectively nurture those leads through the sales funnel, moving them from interest to more action ready. It maximizes your ROI as well. So by focusing on high-value users, you can allocate resources where they are most likely to yield significant returns. These users have demonstrated a strong interest already in your products and services, making them more likely to convert with those right incentives. High-value users are closer to making that purchase decision. And it also builds trust and loyalty. When users receive that personalized attention and exclusive offers, they're more likely to develop that positive association with your brand and return for future purchases. Number 6 is about creating localized content. So showing different content blocks based on a user's location can really help appeal to those international audiences. I can't tell you the number of times, being from North America, that I'm getting confused with personalized having an S or a Z. Imagine if you could just change that on your one website to cater to those audiences. And that will really enhance the relevance and engagement. Content block ensures that the information, the products displayed are relevant to the user's location. This increases the likelihood that users will engage with the content as it aligns more to their preferences and needs. It increases customer trust and loyalty. Displaying content that resonates with a local culture or trends helps build that trust with international audiences. And when users see that a brand understands their market, they're more likely to develop a sense of loyalty and return for future purchases. It supports effective marketing campaigns and maximizes local product discovery. So localizing those content blocks allows for more effective and targeted marketing campaigns, and you can tailor promotions or messages or products, for example, to specific regions, ensuring that each campaign is relevant and compelling to a targeted audience. Number 7 is all about page dwell time incentives. So by offering something valuable at the right moment, you significantly increase the likelihood of conversion. So offering incentives, for example, if someone's been on a page for a certain amount of time, like you saw in our demo, you can bring content to the forefront to help them convert and help them through that journey. It identifies high intent users. So we know that if users spend a significant amount of time on a product page, they're likely to exhibit a high level of interest. And you can increase user engagement as well. So by targeting those users with, say, a product video appearing after a certain amount of time on a product page to help them make that purchase decision, you capitalize on that existing interest, increase the chances of conversions. And that interaction will capture their attention as well at a critical moment, encouraging further engagement and exploration of the product. 8 is about tailoring content for users' device. So, of course, we know about responsive websites, and WordPress allows you to customize certain experiences for mobile or desktop users. But imagining going one step further and customizing those content blocks to enhance the user experience of, say, a mobile user to create more engaging and relevant content. For example, showing less copy on a block on mobile versus on desktop. And that will really optimize the user experience. Different devices, there's different interaction modes as well. For example, customizing content for mobile users ensures that you can maybe make the site a little bit more user-friendly to navigate and interact with. It reduces friction as well. So mobile users specifically often face challenges with touch navigation. So simplifying that site layout, maybe making bigger buttons for the mobile users to more easily to tap calls to action will reduce friction. It then makes it easier for users to perform those desired actions, such as, for example, adding items to their cart. It also improves load times. So mobile optimized content is typically lighter and faster to load. So faster load times are crucial for keeping users on site. We know that as slow loading pages can lead to higher bounce rates. So having that streamlined mobile experience will ensure quick access to content, keeping users more engaged. And number 10, 9, is about highlighting delivery cutoff times. So targeting specific users with promotions such as, say, next day delivery options based on how long they've been on a page or other factors, you can create a more personalized and compelling shopping experience. It creates that sense of urgency. Displaying a banner with a cutoff time for next day delivery leverages that psychological principle of urgency. When users know they have limited time to act, they're more likely to make quick decisions, reducing procrastination, encouraging immediate purchases. It enhances the relevance. Time-sensitive messages are highly relevant to users who are considering that purchase decision, especially those who value fast shipping. Personalizing the shopping experience to highlight delivery options that meet their needs can significantly enhance the user satisfaction and engagement. And it increases spend. Users are likely to spend more, potentially browsing and selecting products, knowing that they have a next day delivery option available to them. And users aiming to qualify, for example, for next day delivery might add more items to their cart to meet any minimum spend requirements. This can then increase the average order value and the sales overall. And finally, number 10 is about dynamic marketing landing pages. So creating multiple marketing campaigns in various channels like, LinkedIn or Facebook, having one single landing page where you can dynamically adjust the content on that page can really help user personalization, conversions, that streamlined content management side of things as well. So each marketing campaign can target different segments. You can tailor that messaging to fit your audience and address their specific needs and interests. It's efficient content management. Managing multiple marketing campaigns that all lead to one landing page with dynamic block content will simplify that process and the updates that you might need to make. So instead of creating and managing separate landing pages for each campaign, you can centralize that content creation and maintenance, saving time and resources while ensuring that consistency across the campaigns. And that leads really to scalability and flexibility. So as your marketing campaigns evolve and new segments of your audience emerge as you're promoting it, you can then easily create additional dynamic block content or modify existing blocks depending on the changing needs and preferences of your audience. So that scalability and flexibility will really ensure that your campaigns remain relevant and effective over time. And that's it. That was our 10 things. So I'm just going to briefly touch on personalized WP pricing and our roadmap. So this is our pricing model. If you have any questions or want to know more, please visit our website. And you can pick up with Paul as well if you have any questions on that. And our roadmap. So our journey of developing personalized WP is really just beginning. And, as product development goes, there's always a list of things to tackle in the backlog. So here we've just highlighted a few features that we're focusing on for the next release and in future. And we're about to go off next week to WordCamp Europe, where we're a sponsor and we'll be promoting personalized WP to the community there. So any input or feedback that you guys can give us from today, we'd be really happy to hear from you. Ali will shoot us, but as a project manager, her long list of backlog tickets is growing to improve the service that we're providing. And I just want to say thank you for joining us today, and for all of you for taking the time to come along. We're offering an offer for yourself, or if you want to refer us on, to do a free conversion rate optimization audit of an existing WordPress site. So with that, we'll analyze your website. We'll present a report with up to 3 improvement areas. We'll support you with those recommendations, and our expert guidance in this will help make those informed decisions to drive those measurable improvements that we think will help achieve your business goals. So that's us. So a few links I'll just highlight here. So the free conversion rate optimization audit, you can submit a form on our website by going to filter.agency/CRO-audit. You can find out more about personalized WP on our website. And please follow us on our social channels, X, Twitter, of course, and LinkedIn. And my email is there, as well as Paul, our CTO. If you have any questions or want a follow-up session one-on-one with us, we're more than happy to speak to you about that.